Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Degrassiisms video. Yeah, this is stupid. Yeah. So, yeah, much better. So I'm not tilting. Sorry about that. I had a webcam issue, and I guess I didn't put it back straight. But I guess but I might as well just end this thing straight. So anyway, I did a Degrassi unpopular opinion about Emma and Radic probably having a grudge against Emma in season 4 because of what happened in Fight for Your Right, when he basically tells Emma to stay out of this mess with Rick because it's not one of your stupid crusades. But I did a Degrassiism poll about who the bigger jerk was in the Fight for Your Right episode. Alright, so here's how the episode went down. I know there was a Spinner Jimmy subplot, but we're not talking about Spinner Jimmy. Alright, so Emma is preparing for a talk with Mr. Radic. Spike cosplays as Mr. Radic, trying to talk to Emma about her presentation, and Emma feeds off Radic's questions and does all that. She does her preparation, and then she makes the presentation to Radic with Ashley and a few other people. Radic eats an onion like an apple. Reels? A tomato like an apple. Reels? So anyway, he says that he likes the presentation and they understand why they want non-GMO foods in the cafeteria. But he says that because of the budget and the fact that we're lucky to have a cafeteria, I just can't help you, sorry. So, it's like, okay, fine. But Emma thinks that Raj is just brushing her off. Now, to be fair to Emma, I feel like in a sense that Emma didn't understand the budgeting thing. I mean, how many students actually understand how schools get budgets and all that? And sometimes, their budgets get cut, not by the school board, but by the province or territory or state. Obviously, I have American fans, I hope. So the fact of the matter is that Emma didn't understand anything. So Emma decides to pass out flyers, and Raj takes them away. And then Emma puts up her hands and says, I guess Raj wins, telling Manny all that stuff. And then they do a cafeteria commercial mocking Emma for her values, and Emma decides to blow steam and says, I'm back on it, sister, to Manny. And of course, season 2 was when Emma was really the most triggered. I dare anybody to say who was the most triggered. Anyone more triggered than Emma in season 2. I'll make that a post. And all that. Coming up soon. But anyhow, Emma tries to talk to Sheila, the cafeteria worker, gets upset, and then grabs Toby's tray and accidentally starts a food fight because, opportunity knocks. Unfortunately, Raj doesn't see it that way and basically thinks that Emma started this with her flyers. I mean, but how many people took her flyers? So he gets rid of her for the rest of the day, and she's angry. She was supposed to be in the care of Spike, but Spike's at a hairdresser's convention, and so she's now told to be under the care of Snake because this was just after Snake and Spike got married, and Snake is told to get rid of Emma at all costs. Emma sits in on one of his classes. He's not too pleased. He tells Emma off, and Emma says, Radish isn't looking at my protest and all that. And Snake rolls his eyes and says, are you trying to fight me or something? Test me? So Emma decides to leave. But she doesn't completely leave. She's across the street getting mad at her right to protest being destroyed and all that. This isn't about the GMO foods. This is about her right to protest. Raj hears about it, and Raj basically tells Emma in front of other students that she must apologize for everything that's gone down the next day, or she's facing a lengthy suspension. Emma tells Simpson this, saying it's not fair and all that. Snake says, well, as an educator, I can't really help you, but as a parent, I'm all for what you're trying to do. And, it's a tough decision. I mean, you're close, your stepfather's a teacher at the same school as your so-called enemy. So anyway, Emma writes on cue cards and tells Radic what she's going to say. Radic agrees with it and basically allows Emma to be on the video system. She does apologize for her stuff with the food fight and with Sheila in the cafeteria and says that, not everyone agrees with GMO food stance like I do, and that's your choice. However, And it's like, Radish is like, what? However, my right to protest was silenced. And he's threatening me with a suspension. And I'm going to take the suspension. Liberty and Radish look protrude. Radish has no choice but to suspend her because, he's doing all that. And then, of course, as I said in my unpopular opinion, which you can look at when you go to the Degrassi Reddit page, you go to the right, and then Degrassi Unpopular Opinions thing in the other media, that's mine. Cutter Historical. So, anyhow, yeah, it's a tough decision and all that. And maybe Radish did have a grudge against Emma because, Emma undermined his authority, and Radish thought he needed to make sure everyone plays by his rules. Kind of stupid, don't you think? But whatever. So I made a poll saying who's the bigger jerk of the three. The three options were Emma, Radish, and Too Close to Call, or both of them. So I only had one comment on my post. A Siren Sound said, overall probably Radish as he was an adult, but knowing the scare tactics people use for GMO foods, and now they're actually more helpful, Emma's standpoint is super obnoxious to me, especially when she got her hands all over Toby's lunch. But she's a child, so I'm giving her a break. That's actually a good point. I mean, Emma was too triggered in season 2. However, things come to a head. So, the votes went like this. Emma got, out of 173 votes, it was 41 votes. So, I'm going to use my cell phone to tell me the percentages. I know it's kind of stupid, but what else? 41 divided by 173. All right, so that is 23.7% of people said that Emma was the cause of this. And, Emma probably was because Emma went overboard. It was a serious point. She was told that you can't get help and all that. And then all of a freaking sudden, Emma starts being a little angry and all that. Okay, yeah, she got triggered by Radish and that cafeteria commercial mocking her values and all that. But this was the face of Emma that was really bad. If Emma possibly after season 4 happened, like after Zombie Emma phase, I think she would not have cared as much. So anyway, that's there. And now the second place with 36.4% of the votes, it was Radish. So 63 of you said Radish was the bigger jerk and all that. And like, I get it. I mean, he's the principal, scare tactics and all that stuff. He's just trying to protect his school and all that. And Radish seemed to be I can't find the right words, but you know what I mean. Bit of a jerk. And a suck up to the school board. But anyway, with 69 votes, that was not on purpose. Anyway, with 39.9% of the votes, it was both. So they're both to blame. And a lot of people said, well, basically, don't worry, it's on a pillow. They say, well, I mean, it's one or the other. Actually, it could be both. I mean, Radish is a jerk because, he thought that Emma had started the food fight because of the flyers, even though he took them away from her, and not many people took her flyers. You didn't see that part. I think if he realized that, then he might have thought twice. And, Emma was just as bad because she was pushing the issue and she got easily triggered. She should have stayed out of it. Like, take the rejection quite well and say, okay, we'll try to change Radish's mind. But no, she didn't do that. I get Radish's anger. And I get Emma's anger. But you know what? Sometimes there's no winners. Just eating. Anyway, thanks for watching.